Hi, good morning.
How are you, Dave?
I'm doing well, Tony. How are you?
I am terrific. I'm excited to talk with you. It's one of my favorite subjects is the supernatural, ghost hunting, if you will. Tell me a little bit about how you got into the business of ghost hunting.
Well, I often tell people I don't know that I've been really hunting it or it's been hunting me. I've had the paranormal around me my whole life. My grandmother came to visit me after she passed away when I was about 2 or 3, and I used to tell my mom about it. We lived in a haunted house in Medina, Illinois, and I've just been surrounded by the strange and supernatural. Maybe it's because I've been more aware and open to it, and my mom and my aunt, who were two of my biggest influences, encouraged me to, they never let me be frightened of it. It was always about educating. So I would read books by the Warrens or D. Scott Rogo or Hans Holzer, the preeminent paranormal investigator, who did over 140 books and examined the paranormal from a different way, believing that this was history's way of telling us their stories. And that really fascinated me and stuck with me.
Yeah, Holzer is just changed the course of paranormal investigation, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did, and made it more mainstream, brought it out to the public in a way that really hadn't been done as eloquently before. And, Dr. Holzer was willing to admit that he didn't know everything, but he was in it for the adventure. And he wanted to understand, but knew that a case was never truly closed. And even though you might have finished that chapter in the story, there was still something left to reveal. And that's what we get a chance to do, is go back in and investigate these cases. As a matter of fact, we investigate his very first case and some of his most famous cases this season on the show.
Yeah, and it's an incredibly well done show. I mean, it's edge of your seat, but it also gives you a lot of information. And speaking of information, what is the biggest misconception that people have about the other world or supernatural events or ghosts?
I think, many people immediately go to being terrified. And that's it, right? We're afraid of things we don't understand. On our show, it would be easy to jump to it's a demon because it did something unnerving. And understand, sometimes these spirits have been trying to communicate for 40, 50, 60, 100, 200 years, and they finally have somebody there listening. So we try to take it a different way and approach the investigation in a calming way. Although we get unnerved quite often on the episodes, because when you're in a dark space and you start to hear something breathing or walking up next to you, it's impossible to not get unnerved, but not jumping to that demonic realm. So I just tell people, instead of panicking, instead of showing fear, take a stand, talk to the spirits. Tell them, don't frighten my children. Don't do this. If you want to communicate, you communicate with me and me only. Make some of these rules. I don't believe most spirits are there to terrify us. They're just trying to get our attention.
Are there times of the year where spiritual activity or ghost activity is more prevalent?
Well, they say that it's around this time of year. Maybe it's because summer has gone, fall is struck, and if you're like me in Minnesota, winter's already here. We've got 8 inches of snow on the ground, and there's nothing more terrifying than that in October. But maybe it's just that you're finally introspective. You're in and more isolated. You're at home, being more aware of the knocks and noises and footsteps in your own home. But I think it's there all the time, and that's why people have noticed an uptick in the paranormal since COVID. They're more time at home. They're more in the moment. So they're starting to notice the things that they may have been tuning out in the past.
Dave, as we close our interview, tell us a little bit about the surprises coming up in this season of the Holzer Files.
I've been hosting a radio show called Darkness Radio for 15 years. We talk about all aspects of the paranormal and create this theater of the mind for listeners. It's great to go to the Holzer Files on Thursdays and be able to show the things that we talk about on the radio show. And this season, we captured some of what I believe is hands down the best paranormal evidence that will ever be seen on TV. And I know that sounds huge and epic in scope, but I'm so proud of this show. And I was blown away by the cases that we were allowed to investigate. And I mean, we have, I believe, some definitive proof of life after death caught on video and audio that when the viewers tune in and give us their time, I feel that they're going to get the payout that they deserve.
Well, I can't wait. And neither should you. It is on the Travel Channel. Again, Dave, thank you this morning for your time, and wow, it's a pleasure to talk to you.
It's great talking to you. Hopefully we can do this again. Once things have lifted, we can meet in person and do this.
I want you to take me on a ghost hunt. That would be a lot of fun for us.
We'll make it happen.
This celebrity interview is sponsored by
I'm Annette Civarella with Pia Anderson Moss Hoyt, Utah's leading entertainment law firm, serving clients nationwide. We provide solid, attentive representation focusing on minimizing risk, reducing cost, and protecting the reputation and privacy of our clients. Our goal is to provide you with the legal representation you need to make the right decisions and to protect you and your creative works. Call or email me for a free consultation.